a tutti! Hello everyone and welcome. If you're here, please say hi in the chat. Or if you can access the chat, just put a like so that I know that you are here. Today we're talking about, that's me, so I can hear myself well. Yay!
Hello everyone.
Okay. So today we are going to talk about Christmas in Italy. So I'm very excited about this topic. I'm gonna pause the music so I can tell you what we're actually going to do. Okay, so we're talking about Christmas traditions in Italy. There are many traditions. However, for the purpose of this live, and also since I am from Naples, I'm going to focus specifically on some of the traditions that we celebrate, we do in my own area where I come from, Naples. And also, while I share these traditions, I'm also going to share with you a few phrases, Italian phrases that you may want to use when you're speaking to someone that is an Italian speaker and you want to wish them a Merry Christmas, or you just want to talk about these kind of things. So you will know a few phrases about that too. So we're gonna do these two things today. As you can see, I have my little hat, which I love. Again, if you are tuning in right now, do say ciao in the chat. And let's get started because I have a lot to cover. So first of all, I am going to talk about, obviously, a tradition in Italy that it's actually from all around the world, but there is some kind of a specific thing that we do in Italy that is just specific to Italian. So the first Christmas tradition is Albero di Natale, the Christmas tree. So Albero di Natale, the Christmas tree, is normally put up in Italy on a specific date. And if you happen to know that date, you can drop it in the chat. But if you don't know, don't worry, because I'm going to tell you. Now, we need to start from the position that, Italy is a Catholic country, so most of the traditions that I am going to tell you are related to Christianity. And so, also the Albero di Natale, which I'll type in the chat, Albero di Natale, is put up in Italy on the 8th of December. And there is a reason for that. The reason is that we celebrate on the 8th of December the Immaculate Conception. So it's the Virgin Mary, which is for the Catholic Church is the mother of Jesus, which is God. And so on this date, which is a holiday in Italy, this year, I don't know what day is it. I think probably, let me see, the 8th of December. This year happened to be mercoledì, Wednesday. So on Wednesday in Italy, it's a holiday because it's the Immaculate Conception day, and we celebrate her. And that's normally where traditionally in Italy the Christmas tree is put up. Now, in some region may vary. For example, I know that in Puglia, where my auntie lives, the Christmas tree is also put up a little bit earlier on the 6th of December because it's when they celebrate Saint Nicholas. But normally, the tradition wants that on the 8th of December, that's the day where we put on the Christmas tree. However, in addition to the Christmas tree, there is something else that we do on that day and we put up on that day that is even more traditional than the Christmas tree in Italy, because this thing that I'm about to say is actually even more older. It's a tradition that is even more older than the Christmas tree. And this one is the presepe. Presepe basically is the Italian, I'll type in the chat. Presepe is the Italian for nativity scene or crib. So I don't know if you ever seen an Italian presepe, but Italians' nativities can be quite elaborate, and especially the one that you can find in the city where I come from, Naples. So in the city where I come from, Naples, actually we have a very important tradition about presepe, and it is actually where this tradition kind of spreaded first, and then it spread it out all around Italy. And if you go to Naples, which is the city where I come from, you can find loads of beautiful presepi. Presepe is the singular, presepi is the plural. And so when you go to Naples, you might see massive nativity scenes, which is not just Jesus, the Virgin Mary, and San Giuseppe, but it's also the whole town around the nativity. And so you can find fishmongers, greengrocers, all different shops, even pizzerias. We put everything in this scene. I'm going to show you one of these precepts so you can actually see what do I mean. These are really beautiful kind of piece of art, really, that we love to put up along with the Christmas tree to celebrate Christmas. So you should be able to see my screen. If you are here in the chat, please let me know that you can see my screen. Okay. So if you have a look, this is a presepe. And you will see in the middle is nativity, but then all around there is all these other kind of scenes that are happening as well. There's a shepherd, there are these other people doing other kind of things, all sorts of things. And so it's quite fascinating to see how all of this has been actually developed from just like a little scene. And there is also another thing that we do. You need to know that when we put up the presepe, and this is actually quite fun, when we put up the presepe, our presepe on the 8th of December is not complete. In fact, we complete the presepe little by little as the Christmas holiday advances. Here's what I mean. So when we first put up the presepe, we can see that there is obviously all of these, there is the nativity scene, but there is one piece that is missing from the nativity scene, and that piece is Jesus. In fact, we put Jesus, the little Jesus, in the middle of the nativity scene when it is time to be born, which is on the 25th of December. Ciao Malik. Yeah, I know, it's really sweet, isn't it? So when we put up the presepe, there is no Jesus. And also there are other characters that are missing as well. And Malik, if you're in the chat, you can guess which one they are. They are three characters that we have missing when we first put up the presepe. And these ones are the three kings that come to see Jesus. In fact, we put them later on during the Christmas holiday, and I'm gonna tell you when exactly in a minute. But we start with Jesus first. We put him in the presepe on the 25th of December, and precisely at midnight, the midnight of the 25th of December. In fact, when we are doing the presepe, when we are celebrating Christmas, we don't just celebrating Christmas, we are also celebrating the Christmas Eve. For Italian, the Christmas Eve, the Vigilia di Natale, is really important as much as Christmas. So Christmas Eve in Italian is Vigilia di Natale. So what do we do on Christmas Eve? For us, it's as important as Christmas, so we have a really big celebration as well as Christmas. I can speak for my my own area because this may vary across the areas. But first of all, on Christmas Eve, we have a big dinner around the table with all the family. And so when we have this dinner, in Naples specifically, this dinner is mainly about fish. So it's fish-based dinner. In other towns, in other cities in Italy may vary, but in Naples it's basically a fish-based dinner, and we have lots of things like raw fish, raw seafood, cooked seafood, fried fish, all sort of fish. It's a really long dinner. It lasts hours. I'm talking about between 4 and 5 hours, at least where I'm from. And obviously at the end of the dinner, then we exchange present. There is also obviously the tradition of exchanging presents during Christmas, on Christmas Day or on Christmas Eve. And most Italians who are religious and follow the Catholic religion, after they go to the Christmas Mass, at the midnight Mass, and there is also two things that on the table, on any Italian table, that you can never miss in any region, and one is panettone. Hi Donna, ciao Donna. One is panettone, I just put it in the chat how it's written, and the other one is Pandoro. These two things are two Christmas cakes, very famous, but they're very different, very different, very different kind of taste. So one is kind of sweeter than the others. So I'm going to show you a few pictures so you can have a look at what they're like. I am sure that these kind of cakes, if you're in the UK and probably in the US as well, you can find them. So the first one, the panettone, which you can see, I'm going to show you a picture of it. One second. Here it is. So one is panettone, and it has inside some dried raisins, some kind of dried fruit, and there's some almonds on the top. This is very nice, but in my opinion, even better is the Pandoro, which I will show you now. So the Pandoro, so this is the panettone, and now the Pandoro, which is more simple, but even more sweeter than the other one. If you really like sweet cakes, you will love this one. So this is what it looks like. One second. Oops. There you go. Okay, so this is what it looks like, and on the top we have some vanilla icing, and it's really soft. By the way, if you want a tip, put Nutella on it and it's amazing. That's not a Christmas tradition. I mean, I just do that, but it's really nice. So we eat these two things as cakes, and then comes Christmas Day. What Italians do on Christmas Day? So on Christmas Day, we do obviously another big lunch. So there is a big lunch on Christmas Day, but this time is a meat-based lunch, whereas, as I said, Christmas Eve is fish-based. So we have all sorts of meat. We can have normally chicken soup or any meat soup, sometimes roast beef, sometimes other kind of meats. Affettati. So I don't know if you ever heard of affettati, but it's basically a mixture of all kind of dried or cured meat, like salami, ham, also different kind of cheese, different kind of salads. Again, it's a really, really big lunch because Italians love to eat. So we have this big lunch, and then after, obviously, we again have one of those two cakes, Pandoro or Panettone. We have a little bit of champagne, we celebrate, and after this big, big lunch, we either have a nap or we watch TV or we do games. So we can do different kind of games, but there is one specific traditional game which is really fun, and it's similar to bingo, and this one is called Tombola in Italian. So Tombola is a game similar to bingo, and what happens is basically everyone we have a little cone where we get numbers out, and one in the family call the numbers out, and other people have got little cards, which I'm going to show you which ones they are, and whoever got the numbers that been called, they can pinpoint it on the card, and the person that get all the numbers obviously win. It's like basically a bingo, but there is one specific thing that is kind of like different. First of all, here is what it looks like. So it looks like there's this little cone where we put these little numbers in, and then we shake it, and then we everyone has got one of these cards or more, and then they can put these little beans, or sometimes other things, but yeah, we normally use beans, dried beans, to put on the number that has been called. And every number has a meaning. Sometimes we have fun, and rather than calling the number, we call the meaning. For example, number 1 is l'Italia, number 2 is la bambina, number 3 is la gatta. These kind of meanings are traditional to the area where the tombola is played. In fact, if you go, these are the meaning of Neapolitan tombola. So tombola that we play in Naples. But if you go, for example, to Puglia, Bari, you will find different meanings for these numbers. Because these numbers, the meaning of these numbers are different from region to region. And sometimes, as I said, rather than calling the number, we just say the meaning, and people need to guess, try to remember what number corresponds to that meaning. I never remember, like I know a few, but not loads. But yeah, so that's tombola, and that's what we like to play. Do you have any specific game in your region or country that you play at Christmas? I'd love to know. Please let me know in the comments. So now let's talk about, because I told you that we Italian love to eat, right? So the eating does not end at Christmas. There is also the day after Christmas, where Italians celebrate St. Stephen's Day. Why St. Stephen's? Because we actually say Santo Stefano. So we celebrate Santo Stefano because Santo Stefano in the Christian tradition is the first martyr So we celebrate the first martyr on the first day after Christmas. And on this day we have another big lunch together, but this can vary. It's just like some people actually just have like the leftover of Christmas, but some people actually have big lunch. It's up to the family what they want to do, but still it's a holiday in Italy. And now, do you remember that I told you that when we put up the Nativity in our houses in Italy, it's incomplete? And I told you there are basically 4 people missing from the nativity scene. One is Jesus that we put on Christmas Day, actually at midnight. And number 2 is 3 people together, which are the 3 kings. So when do we put the 3 kings? We put the 3 kings on the presepe on the 6th of January. Because the 6th of January in Italy, we celebrate Epifania. Epifania is, again in the Catholic tradition, is when basically the 3 kings go and see Jesus. So it's a revelation, and we celebrate this moment. And to remember this moment, we have a specific tradition that is normally for children, but sometimes some adults may do that too. And on the 6th of January, for children, Befana comes. What's a Befana? I just typed in the chat. La Befana is a good witch that brings the children that have been good a gift. Just like the 3 kings brought a gift to Jesus, the Befana bring the children in Italy a gift as well, but only the ones that are good. If you've been bad, you actually get coal, some onions, and some garlic. That doesn't sound nice. Actually, one year I got some onions and garlic. I don't remember what I did, but yeah, it was a joke in the end. In the end, I also got my game. But anyways, so they get a little present, and they also get their stockings filled with sweets. Obviously, if they've been good. Befana is a word that comes from the word Epifania, which means revelation. So the witch is actually named after the name of the holiday that we celebrate. And we also have a saying in Italy that goes like this: L'Epifania, tutte le feste si porta via. So this means Epiphany, all the holidays takes away. Why? Because the 6th of January is officially for Italians the end of all Christmas holidays. After that day, everyone goes back to school in Italy. All children go back to school. Also, all people go back to work. So that's officially the end of the Christmas holiday for Italians. And I remember every time that the 6th of January ends, when I was a kid, I was always like devastated because I knew that it was time to go back to reality, go back to school, and do the normal life. No more Christmas Day anymore. Yes. Okay. So these are the few Christmas traditions that we celebrate in Italy. And especially I told you how we celebrate that in Naples, where I come from. Now I'd like to know from you. You can type in the comment which one of these traditions you can bring in your own life to make your Christmas a little bit more Italian. Tell me in the comments or tell me in the chat which one you like the most, which one you would like to adopt and make it as a family tradition in your own family, even though you don't live in Italy. And now I'd like to share with you a few things, a few phrases that you can use during these festive holidays to wish Merry Christmas to the people that you love. So the first way is obviously Buon Natale, which is Merry Christmas. So Buon Natale, meaning Merry Christmas. That's the easiest way. But if you don't want to always use Buon Natale, there is one phrase that is good not only for Christmas, but for any kind of celebration like birthday, even Easter, New Year, everything. That phrase is auguri. Auguri means wishes, specifically good wishes. So normally, if you go to Italy, you will always see Italians telling each other auguri, 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 because during this period, because it's basically their way to wish the other person a good Christmas. Then, okay, so we had Buon Natale, then auguri. There is also a variation of auguri, and that would be tantissimi auguri or tanti auguri. Just typed it in the chat as well. Tantissimi auguri. Many, many, many wishes, or tanti auguri. Many wishes. And finally, I have actually two more. So one is this one that you can use at the end of a text message or at the end of an email if you're emailing someone. Ti auguro un buon Natale, which means literally, I wish you, ti auguro un buon Natale, a Merry Christmas. I wish you a Merry Christmas. I wish you a Merry Christmas. I wish you a Merry Christmas. Okay, that's not the song, but that's how we say in Italian. Ti auguro un buon Natale. Or you can also say passa un buon Natale. Passa un buon Natale. I just typed it in the chat as well. Passa un buon Natale means, obviously, spend, passa. May you spend, passa un buon Natale. A Merry Christmas. So you can use these last two, especially when you're writing a message to someone. Maureen, ciao, mi piace il presepe, tantissimi auguri. Yeah, Maureen, are you doing a presepe for your own family? Are you gonna make it? It would be nice. So yes, so we have these three. Auguri, buon Natale, actually more than three. Tanti auguri, tantissimi auguri, and ti auguro un buon Natale, and passa un buon Natale. You may also use these three phrases, the last two phrases, passa un buon Natale, to wish someone a happy new year, because obviously during this holiday we also have New Year's Eve. So you could say ti auguro un felice anno nuovo. Ti auguro un felice anno nuovo. I wish you a happy new year. So just replace un buon Natale with un felice anno nuovo, and you got it. And you can wish someone buon Natale, Merry Christmas, and felice anno nuovo, happy new year. Okay, so I would like to do a quiz, but I don't think there are enough people in the chat. So what I am going to do, I am just going to summarize what I've said. So we talked about the Christmas tree in Italy. When do we put it up? When Italians put it up, which is on the 8th of December, which is the day where the Catholics celebrate the Immaculate Conception, the Virgin Mary. And then we talked about a tradition that is even older than the Christmas tree in Italy, which is the presepe. And I showed you some of the presepe, Italian presepe, which are very, very big. And presepe in Italian means nativity, the Christmas crib. And then we talked about what do we do on Christmas Eve, because for Italians, Christmas Eve is as important as Christmas Day. We celebrate both of them at the same level. The day after Christmas, what do we do? A game that we love playing during Christmas, which is Tombola, which is a sort of bingo, but with a twist. And the twist is that each number has a specific meaning that is actually regional. So every region have got different meaning for each number of the tombola of this, say, Italian bingo. And then we talked about also how the presepe is actually being completed during these Christmas holidays, because when we put it up, it's not complete. There are some things missing, and we start to put the characters inside the presepe little by little. So on Christmas, on the 8th of December, we put up the whole presepe. Then on Christmas Day, we put in the Jesus little statuette, and then on the 6th of January, we put the three characters, the three kings. And by the way, next week on this channel, I am going to release a story, an Italian short story about the presepe. And if you'd like to listen to this short story and also see what it is like to make a presepe, because Neapolitan tradition is really big about making presepe, and we have these artists that make this really, really big presepe. So in this short story, I am going to tell how this happened. So if you're curious to find out that, make sure you subscribe to this channel, and so you will be notified when that video is up. And then finally, we talked about the 6th of January, which is when we celebrate the Epifania, which is basically when the three kings come to see Jesus and bring him gifts. And that is, for the Italians, the last day of the Christmas holiday. And then I also told you the little say that we have: Epifania, l'Epifania, tutte le feste si porta via, which means Epiphany takes away all the holidays. So I hope you enjoyed this live, and please let me know in the comments what kind of traditions, Italian Christmas traditions, you like the most and you'd like to bring in your own life this Christmas, because you don't need to wait next one. You're still on time to do it right now, and that will be your own way to make your Christmas more Italian. And if you are really into Italian Christmas, I'd like to invite you also to join me for the Italian Christmas Advent calendar, which I am doing starting from the 1st of December. And if you'd like to know more about the Italian Christmas Advent calendar, you can click in the link in the description below this video, which is gonna be active as soon as this live is finished. So I'm gonna put it there. And basically, the Italian Advent calendar is a collection of 25 delightful surprises that you will receive from the 1st of December to the 25th of December to really bring a little bit of Italy into your life. And I will be sending these things through email. They will be songs, there will be worksheet, there will be all sort of learning activities that can inspire you to make this Christmas a little bit more Italian. Either way, whatever you decide to do, I do hope that this live was helpful to you to understand how we Italians think about Christmas. And I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for showing up live and for watching it. I do hope to see you again. And if you're watching the replay, please leave me a comment, because it would be nice to know if you loved it. So I'm gonna wish you all a Buon Natale. Buon Natale, Happy New Year. And also, yeah, Happy New Year, Felice Anno Nuovo. Buon Natale e Felice Anno Nuovo. Ciao! Ciao donna!